We're live. I got my stuff working. Hey!
It's a miracle.
We should have both sounds going. Heather, let us know if something's fucked up. But hey, welcome to Total Spotfest. This is JJ Brownlee. That is Jamie Faulkner. We have been doing 3 long days of day-long company-wide work in the office, and we are a little bit tired and loopy. So tonight should be a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk some wrestling.
Let's talk some wrestling. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're listening to us on the replay, we do appreciate you guys giving us your support. As always, like, subscribe, share. It does help us out quite a bit. Tell your friends about it. Leave a comment down below if you're watching the replay. If you're in the live chat, please join in the chat. We will definitely chat with you. And you can always hit us up on Twitter at
Hey,
Total
it's
Spotfest.
Clint.
And there's our buddy Clint, our coworker Clint. Hey, Clint. All right. So, Jamie, I know.
You better like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Clint.
I think Clint's
He's already
subscribed.
subscribed.
Clint's a homie.
Just
I'm
click
pretty
the
sure
like
he's already
button for all of
subscribed.
us.
Just do the
I know,
like.
I know.
Yeah, most definitely do the like. So, Jamie, how are you doing? I know that, yeah, you
Tired.
you are tired.
I don't want to talk anymore. I'm sick of hearing some people talk, and
Jamie was volunteered to be like the team leader in a bunch of like groups that we have. He's like, well, of course I am.
Yeah. I was very happy when Napple decided.
I do want for the record to say that I made it to work before Jamie did this morning.
Yes.
Probably
yes,
the only time it'll
but
happen, but still.
In fairness, your drive is half of mine.
Well, but yesterday my drive wasn't because I didn't know about road construction. Today I knew about it. But anyway, hey, it's like the only time it's ever happened. I got to at least say it once, man.
I know. That's fair. That's fair.
Let's talk about some wrestling because, boy, we have a lot. Okay, so we're going to get to Dynamite here in a few moments, but just real fast. There wasn't a ton of like wrestling, but there was a ton of wrestling stuff that happened tonight on Dynamite.
Oh, 100%. And once again,
okay,
2 weeks in a row, somebody was right.
The hat may make an appearance. I know you've been.
Oh yes.
You were in full because your second youngest daughter has stepped up in softball, and you were in full like that time of year phase, right? So you didn't get 100%. A chance to watch Rampage this past weekend, right?
No. I was actually at the ball field on Friday night.
Understandable. So I did watch it. Rampage is always good, right? It's kind of a little bit predictable. Jade Cargill squashed somebody, and but they had.
I'm so shocked.
I know she's like 80,000, and she's like Goldberg and who knows what the fuck.
Cargill.
How are we just now? How did that just now come into your head? Wow.
I mean,
that's fantastic. But they had the firm deletion. So AEW's first Broken Universe cinematic match. The fourth Broken Universe deletion match. Okay, so there was the original Masterpiece tag team Apocalypto, which is that like underrated
it was okay. I wasn't a big fan of that. I like tag
team Apocalypto. I love Abyss, so that kind of maybe tweeted a little bit.
I know
the WWE one was surprisingly good. It was that straight to DVD rental that I was like, wow, that's actually pretty good, right?
Yeah, it was not as bad as I was expecting, for sure.
So the firm deletion, I didn't quite know what to expect. And the firm deletion definitely felt like that we're trying too hard to revive a Hollywood classic made for TV. It had like all the brush strokes, but it didn't quite paint a picture, right? So you had Vanguard 2, not Vanguard 1 because he died. But you had Vanguard 2. Yes. You had the
Senior Benjamin was there.
Senior Benjamin, you had fireworks. There were some, I mean, it was fun and campy. It was okay at times, right? You had Stokely Hathaway as a gem. He immediately pieced out.
Always.
Then, at the beginning. And then you see him like breaking into the Hardy house and going into the Hardy's like movie room, his theater to watch. What do you want to watch? He wanted to watch Coming to America or something. And then of course Rebby jumps him and the kids jump him, and then the kids chase him down in their like little like Tonka truck or toy truck, whatever. Rebby goes to the ring and beats him up, and then Maxwell, Hardy's oldest son, does a swanton on him. But
that was sick, by the way. I did see the highlight of that. I was very excited.
It was cool to see Maxwell. Yeah. That was cute and everything. But I mean, it just was like, it's like you can't keep stringing that. It's a one string banjo, and you played all the notes on it already.
Lightning in a bottle, man. It was lightning in a bottle. Nowadays, people don't care. Like, I hate to say it, but the broken Matt Hardy era is done. It was cool. It's not cool anymore.
Yeah, because there's no more creation. There's no more innovation. They're old. It is what
Three Amigos. It's the Three Amigos. Think about it. Like, even in the movie, Three Amigos make fun of themselves about how they were super hip and cool back in the day.
Yeah.
And now they're not.
But Three Amigos was awesome.
Well, yeah, because it made fun of itself the entire time.
Yeah, them as movie actors. I got you. So,
yes.
So let's get right to it then. So let's talk about Dynamite, because man, there's, like I said, there wasn't like a ton of like wrestling matches, but there was a ton of stuff that happened on Dynamite.
There was. I mean, first and foremost, Jamie is right. Secondly,
I'm saving the stamp. Okay, we'll get unless you want to start with that. I'm sure you don't.
No. I mean, I kind of do, but I don't.
All right, here, quick. Boom, boom. All right, let's go.
But anyway, so the match-wise, it was I actually am gonna say this. I enjoyed every match tonight.
Like, no duds. 5 of them though, so there wasn't many.
Only 5. Yes, 5. Lots of backstage kerfuffle. That's probably the best way to put it. Kerfuffle, right? But we did get one of our favorites back on TV. Yes, that's Anna Jay, ladies and gentlemen. No, Miro.
Fucking
back
Miro.
On our TV. Because next week there's going to be an announcement on TNT at 7, and then everything's going to go over to TBS.
I didn't quite get it. I think he mistakenly said TNT and not TBS.
I don't know.
I honestly I don't. Well, here's the rub. TNT. I mean, Warner has NBA and NHL playoffs as well. I don't know what next week's playoff schedule is going to look like yet, so I don't know if I think he misspoke. I think he meant to say TBS.
But he said then follow the party on TBS. I think it was deliberate, but I don't know.
Who knows? We'll find out next week. But big announcement next week.
Next week. So because like a whole bunch of people went into his office tonight. It was obviously Miro went in there. We got to see freaking
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa sighting. A Thunder Rosa sighting, ladies and gentlemen. So evidently she might be cleared to wrestle. Maybe they'll bring her in to be the one to beat Jade Cargill, because evidently they've given up on Taya Valkyrie, which is the dumbest fucking thing of all time. I'm sorry. But no, like overall, man, I loved tonight's show, even with 5 matches. There wasn't a filler where they could have had a second women's match, to your point, usually. Like, everything makes sense. I mean, they didn't need to, though, because the way this one was set up was very well done. But what are you going to... which of these matches are you going to replace with a second women's match?
Well, I wouldn't. Honestly. I wouldn't. I feel like... Okay, so we'll get to the matches in a second here. The Miro... And obviously, it's a brand split. That's what he's announcing. It's a Saturday night show. We've already talked about that. It's been leaked and reported. A roster leaked a week ago, right? You know? I don't know how accurate.
Miro's going to be on the TNT. And then there was a rumor of Matt Cardona.
The big reveal for the debut. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know how. I don't know how. I like Matt Cardona.
I do too. I'm just being a dick. I love him.
But once again, I don't know how authentic that is. But that's obviously what the big announcement is. And yet, you just promos all over the place. What would I get rid of for that? The 4 Pillars video promos.
Okay, hold on though.
Okay,
there was one of the 4 Pillars, which again, Jamie was right. Okay, man, I'm on fire right now. Just pat myself on the back. That's why.
Is that our next shirt? I made you a commit to the bit shirt. Do I need to make you I think I need to make a Jamie is right shirt. Jamie was right.
Yes, Jamie was right.
I love a caricature of you just like angry pointing and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still in the camp that Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, JBJP, does not need a microphone anywhere in the vicinity of his mouth. It's just god awful. But the thing Jamie was right about, the most baby face freaking promo was Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Called it, man.
I mean, I hear you. I hear you on that. Sammy's been face, so it's not a stretch. But my whole thing is that the minute they announced the match, they could have just waited till Double or Nothing and given us the match, right? They don't need to build this as much. They don't need
but they kind of do.
Well, it's your main card on one of your pay-per-views. I get that, right? But if I had my druthers, that's what you asked. What would I get rid of to have a second women's match? That. I would get rid of that.
Well, Darby's was solid too. I mean, Clint said Darby as well.
Like Darby. Yeah, Darby's was solid. They all were fine, right? Max's was good. Max's was really good because he had actually a lot of like stuff that made me go on, right? You think about it. It's like, as a matter of fact, you have been in a shitload of like signature AEW matches, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
forget that.
But I was actually okay with those because I know what the intent is and everything like that. So I was okay with those. I was okay with the backstage shenanigan pieces because it did make sense for what they're getting ready to set up with the brand split. So again, like I appreciate that you're in the camp that you could have got rid of those. I'm in the camp that I felt like it actually made sense and flowed nicely tonight. Yeah, but sometimes we know that it doesn't.
It did put a damper on the show for me. I'm just saying if. I had my druthers.
Well,
a second women's match.
And they opened with a banger.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe that match they opened with, dude.
Legit, all fire, no duds. This one set the tone for the entire night, and that's Claudio versus Rey Fenix, the person that is still unconfirmed human.
A Ring of Honor double Jeopardy match, which they explained was whoever won earned a title shot at the other person's title or titles.
Yes. And Claudio won.
There's a couple moments in this match I just want to ask you about, okay? Because there's some stuff in there that made me think Rey Fenix is a better commander than Commander is, and I knew that statement's going to get you going. And you know what spot I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. So, Commander, boop, 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 move. Then move, right?
Uh-huh.
Where Rey Fenix, boop, 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 move. You know, it's so much more seamless and beautiful and just elegant and ferocious all at the same time. Like, literally, if you watch it in slow motion, a single tear would fall down your face.
running on the barricade to do a hurricane rana. Oh, man. I saw that and I go, that's the fully fledged Commander, right? You know,
that's what yeah, that's like the final form of Commander. If you are Pikachu fan, a Dragon Ball Z fan, whatever, like the final form, you know.
But
Bruce Leroy, Final Glow.
Claudio has yet to put on a bad match. He just doesn't put on bad matches.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. He did in WWE. He did in Ring of Honor. I don't know if I've ever seen a bad match he was in.
He doesn't put on bad matches. That's all there is to it. Like, I'm 100% for sure. Like, he's that guy. No matter what, it's not going to be a bad match. He can work with literally anybody.
And we're going to get somewhere. Maybe the next Supercard of Honor, maybe RHTV. Who knows, right? But we're going to get Lucha Brothers defending the RH titles against Claudio and Wheeler?
Probably.
I mean, Claudio and Mox makes more sense classically, but story-wise, the way everything's kind of formed right now, it's got to be Wheeler, right?
Yeah, because it feels like in the BCC right now, Claudio and Wheeler are just cronies at this point.
Well, I mean, they're both more ROH than they are AEW.
Yeah, but they're kind of yeah, like there's like a tier system inside the BCC.
True, but when you have Danielson and Mox, you're second tier.
There's Scott Norton and Buff Bagwell.
Well, Buff is the stuff.
Yeah. And he's old as fuck.
Yeah. He is. By the way, give a shout out to our guys over at I-90. They actually had an interview with Buff not too long ago. Go check them out.
Yes. It's actually a solid interview. Good job, guys. So,
go ahead.
Do you want to go right into the custody battle of one Mark Briscoe?
So,
I was making fun of that so hard last time, and it almost legit was what I said.
Okay, so anybody who knows me knows that JJ hates the blank on a pole match. So Jamie had to poke the button if you weren't. We had a little audio issue last week. It's my fault, whatever, right? But Jamie's like, it's going to be the Briscoes and it's going to be Briscoes. It's going to be FTR versus taking on Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, a Mark Briscoe on a pole match, you know? And they didn't, but they kind of did.
They so kind of did. And that's the best part. He's going to be the special guest referee, which, you know, I know how you don't like having Mark Briscoe talk, but I love it just because it's just so bad in like all the best ways.
At times it's like tonight was fine, right? Tonight
he was hilarious.
It's the good part about it's the part where they kind of let him just go off the cuff a little too much, where it's like, okay, all right, because I love Mark Briscoe to death. He's a fantastic human being, right? You know, and everything. But don't give him just an open mic. You gotta give him some structure, because usually he get going. It's just like, and then you get the like country boy. It's like fucking Tasmanian devil up there in the ring, and you're like, what the shit is he talking about, right? And unfortunately, rest in peace, he doesn't have Jay to steer the conversation anymore. So it's like, but. He comes out with a bottle of what's supposed to be tequila, who knows, right? And is going to do a shot with everybody, which of course Andre gets in the middle, and they spit it in Dax's face, and he's blinded, and he pile drives Mark, and oh God, we don't know, whatever, So that's another match confirmed for Double or Nothing. Like we figured, it's going to be out there, and I don't mind it. Honestly, this is fine version of it, but it is basically the Mark Briscoe
on a pole. Yeah. Briscoe on a pole.
Yeah, the liquor bottle. Yeah, I loved it too, how they had like the FTR labeled bottle of tequila.
Tequila. Fun fact, Jamie's drank tequila twice. Ended up in handcuffs twice.
That's pretty much all
true story.
Drinks anymore. Just tequila. I just do tequila and Topo Chico.
No, it gets me rowdy. All right. So after that, you did have Chris Jericho saying that Adam Cole's banned. I got this legal thing. Blah blah blah. Didn't really care.
Bullshit or whatever. Yeah. And then Roddy's got
a restraining order against the JAS. They're having a match next week. Actually, the two of them, just the two of us. Falls count anywhere unless he's a coward.
Roddy's not good on the mic. I know. But Roddy in a Falls Count Anywhere match, come on. Yeah.
So fun fact also, let's just go down the fun fact thing.
Okay.
There was a moment today in the All Hands. I legit wanted to grab a mic and cut the biggest heel promo of all time at our company. But
Oh yeah.
It would have been hilarious.
You have to tell me what it is later on.
I'll tell you later.
So yeah, are you tired of? Okay, our buddy Clint's saying he's so tired of Chris Jericho. Is that just because he's still around, or is there something specific about this version of him that you find tiring? Because Chris Jericho is still Chris Jericho. I mean, he's not the line, Hart. He's not, the list of Jericho.
Y2J, yeah.
Y2J, but he's not the pain maker. But that's the thing. He's king of reinvention. I don't mind this Jericho, even though we both talk shit about the JAS all the time. But Jericho's still Jericho, and we don't have Daniel Garcia.
We leave him alone. Like, he's in a bubble. Like, Jericho's in his own bubble.
Right.
We shit on everything other than him. But that's actually a good point.
And I know why you might have some inclination to do that, just because of, you loved him for years and stuff.
I'm a Jericho mark. I'm a Jerichoholic.
You're an old school Jerichoholic, right? But it's also because Jericho's always done good stuff. Everything he's done. And even though he does stuff that maybe we don't love, like the JS, the JS is terrible.
I think, but the thing is right now for Jericho, for me, and probably why he's getting the biggest pass from me, is he's giving the rub to the younger talent. Like, that's the big thing. Adam Cole is a younger talent technically, but Adam Cole needs to be elevated quickly and protected. He's got the head. You want him in there with a safe worker. Who else is one of the safest people out there? Chris freaking Jericho.
Right.
Plus, it also serves as the rub of getting him back to main event level with only having 3 matches. Like, legit.
Yeah, and Jericho is still a name you put on your marquee.
Yeah.
He sells tickets. He does. So.
Yeah, in version, I get that. He's the version of him right now is it's tiring. Yes. I can definitely see that. But in what he's doing for the business, totally outweighs it for me.
Yeah. Well, and to your
he got into it with Ricky Starks, and look where Ricky Starks is now.
Right.
Think about that.
And I'm sure next week he's going to have one-on-one. I mean, he might find some way to get around it. Who knows, right? But, giving Roddy good airtime, right? Which, Roddy, we all know what he does in the ring. We all know what he does behind the mic. And those two things are very different. That's why he's always in factions, of course, right?
Yeah.
But, while the marks out there see Roddy and fuck yeah, Roderick, right? And we get End of Heartache. We get the whole somebody who maybe just knew him, maybe only knew Diamond Mine version of Roddy, right? It might be like, this guy? Why is this guy up here, right? Well, Jericho helps him get over. So
That's fair.
I hear you.
That's fair.
I hear you. Yeah, like I said, you
Yeah.
know, it's
You're not wrong. It's one of those things. It's just
but
like he just gets a pass for me.
he'll
But
always
I
get
get
a
what you're
pass
saying.
review. Well,
That's fair.
To your point, you talk about younger talent. One of those is Daniel Garcia, who also should not be behind a mic, even though he's not.
He's getting better though. Like again, he's getting a pass for me too.
Well,
why is he getting a pass for me? Because I would usually crucify a dude like him.
I don't know. And for me, the reason I say he shouldn't be behind the mic is just because it's like the way he cuts promos is just like, oh my God, dude, have you ever tried to compile a sentence in your life?
You piece of garbage. You piece of garbage.
It's like, first of all, you're from Buffalo. Stop that, okay?
Yeah.
Trying to sound like you're from like fucking Hollis, Queens, or some bullshit. You know, it's like, come on, man.
Me, you, and a match, bro. Like
from Buffalo, like, you're basically from fucking Canada. Relax.
I know. But, like, you should just be like, you want a match, eh? Like, I'd be like, all right, I can get behind that.
But he had a match against Orange Cassidy. Again, another international title match, right? Yeah, unfortunately, I knew he was going to win from the start. That's my complaint.
Do, because there's nothing that's been built up, but he is impressively 22-0. Orange Cassidy's 22-0 now since he has had this belt in singles competition.
Here we go. So Jamie wants nothing more for Christmas. Actually, his birthday's coming up here. Wants nothing more for his birthday, but other than Orange Cassidy to be in a long-term story, right?
Yes.
And I thought about it later on tonight. In a way, while they haven't done that, they kind of have. Yes, the story is a similar version of the Jade Cargill Goldberg-ish story, right? But in Orange Cassidy's own way, right? We haven't gotten there yet, Heather. Don't worry. Heather's trying to get right to the meat and potatoes here. It's like we're still on the salad. Just
hold on, Heather. Hold on. You need to change that to what did we? You and I. We. It was us. There was an outlier here. And it wasn't you and I.
For those of you listening that are not watching us live on YouTube, you'll get it in a second here. All right. So, by the way, join us live on YouTube every Wednesday night, approximately 9:30 Central. It is a long-term story of sorts, because like you said, and I really didn't think about it too much till you said it. And then again, I said he is 22-0, right? Since winning the belt, right? 23-0 if you include the title, or 21-0, whatever. He's 20-0. Hasn't lost a goddamn forever. In a way, that is his long-term story, right?
Okay.
I know it's not a great one, but in a way, it kind of is.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right, let's hear it.
Win streaks aren't fucking storylines, okay?
I agree with that statement, but you and I also don't write for a major wrestling promotion.
Well, I should.
Just saying, okay?
But what I'm saying is this. Storylines should be well crafted, well thought out, like in your brain stuff, not, squash match. Jaded, I'm that bitch, that kind of stuff. Like Goldberg's story was he was unstoppable. Like that's what his yes, the win streak was a piece of that, but he was unstoppable.
And there were a few others that I'd say were decent as well. Like Asuka's in a way was good too, because she was this, from the Orient.
No one could figure out how to beat her. Like that was the thing. No one could figure out because she was from Japan. Like there's
but
more.
She also did it in so many different ways, and she was kind of heel, kind of this, kind of that, right? So you could do it, but then it's after a couple times. One string banjo once again.
So when it comes to our good friend Orange Cassidy, I got a glimmer of hope tonight from Miro.
Okay.
Miro
that's your
is my Bulgarian knight in shining armor to get me a damn storyline with Orange Cassidy. I need a storyline with Orange Cassidy, and Miro's the guy. Miro's my guy. My guy.
I agree with you on that. I will say this, though, to Daniel Garcia, because I feel like that could be a missed opportunity for a long-term storyline if they weren't going to go with Miro. Because
I think that's a not right now, but I agree with you.
Yeah. I think you know where I'm going with this, because Orange had the history with Jericho. Daniel is Jericho's new protege, right? You know, so that could have been built into a thing, right? Well, whatever, it's a thing, and it gives Dan Garcia more rub, and you know, anyway. I don't know why that didn't go there. I was just commenting. Oh, whatever. I'm having typing issues tonight, not technical issues. So it's a
It's true. It was another Linux problem there, bud.
Well, fuck you, man. One update breaks OBS, and all of a sudden, Jamie's like, "It's your computer," and I'm like, "Well, technically, but not really." You know,
because you work for Pop Copy all of a sudden.
I just can't type. It's an ID10 error. So, we did get luckily this is kind of interesting. So we got the Outcast. I got to see Ruby on my TV this week. Hey, Ruby. Challenging Sheeta, Britt, Jamie to a match next week.
Yeah, that should have been a Double or Nothing.
Yeah. Do you think there's other plans for Double or Nothing?
Oh, 100%. This match is going to happen at Double or Nothing.
It's not going to happen next week, is what you're saying.
No way.
Because they threw out the whole like Jamie Hayter shoulder thing, right? So
yeah, she might not be medically cleared to compete,
or they'll get jumped before the match. The match will never get started. And
yep. This match is a Double or Nothing. You pay for that match. That deserves dollars.
Especially because it feels like, I mean, that's the writing on the wall sort of thing. That's like the Four Pillars match, right? You know, it's like, oh, that's obviously going to happen at Double or Nothing, 6-person tag, right? Boom, done, right?
Yeah.
Now, did you have on your bingo card Christian Cage with the promo of the night?
Absolutely not. Why would I ever have that on my card?
I loved Christian Cage's promo. Not because it had anything of real great substance, not because I care about him versus Wardlow at all, but holy shit, Detroit had the heat on him that made me just eat up every second of that. The Edge's better chance. It was fantastic in my opinion.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are an aspiring wrestler and you want to be able to learn how to get heat real quick, watch that promo.
I mean,
he got the cheap heat. He got the long-term heat. Like, I mean, obviously the easy cheap heat is like, oh, Detroit's filthy and disgusting.
Right?
Like
he did dog Detroit. Yeah.
He dogged Detroit to Clint's point.
Wow.
But then he went to a whole nother level with it. And like people were just like, oh, fuck you, we love Detroit. And then it's like, oh no. Oh, like, nuts on him. I was like, yay.
Great. It was so, I was like I said, I still don't care about him versus Wardlow, right? But it's just like that. He left that promo. He very well could have been walking up the stage just giving the double bird because it was that good of a heel promo, right? I guarantee he got backstage and was just good. Like fantastic, man, because that was I loved it. I loved heat like that. Oh,
probably some rookie kid was walking right by him afterward and goes, "That's how you do it, Rook." You know,
he probably walked by security guard Sam Beal. Did you see Sam Beal make an appearance?
You don't miss out on a mullet that magnificent. Like I was like, oh, there's Sam, our good friend Sam Beal.
Congratulations to our good friend Sam Beal, by the way.
Yes, his Detroit Lions drafted some halfway decent talent. No, I was kidding. No, his wife, his fiance, just had their baby, and yes. Thoughts of happiness for you guys. Drink some Miller Lights.
Bush
Lights. Sorry, Bush Lights.
I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry for that. Okay.
Sorry, I feel bad. I feel really, really terrible. All right. So can we say that this match, if it wasn't for the main event, probably was the match of the night because it kind of surprised the hell out of me. And
I don't know if I'd put it that far. The one after it, I would probably put number 2.
Well, of course you would. But of course you would put that one.
This one, okay, for one, they don't always do a great job of translating stories from Rampage to Dynamite, right? They'll do the story build up on Rampage for weeks, and then the payoff comes on Dynamite. And I get it, right? But it doesn't always translate well. But this one did.
Yeah, so Julia Hart versus Anna JAS. First off, kudos to Tony for having two women who have not regularly been on Dynamite and not the same ones we see every week.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. But wow, like I was blown away by this match because one, you don't see these women on our regular TV, and since Dark's gone, they typically are in squash matches and everything like that. I wanted to give it like a really high like match of the night level thing until obviously the main event, because it did take me by. I was caught completely off guard on how good this match actually was.
It was fantastic. We have said for months now about how improved Julia Hart's been getting, right? It's obvious that she's not just, in a storyline. She's learning from Brody and Malachi. But she calls Brody her wrestling dad, right? It's he's whatever. But she's definitely learning them from stuff, and it proves. And I don't know what it says for Anna that her two best matches we've seen her on were both like, no rules, street match, unscripted, but she has been getting better as well, and she looked good tonight, even with it. And
yeah, like both you and I have dogged on her. Like she regressed. She got worse.
Yes.
I mean, Heather even, hopped on that train with us. Like she got worse. And, yes, she is the wandering eye girlfriend of JBJP. I still love that line. I'm just going to keep that in my back pocket. But no, she seriously looked phenomenal tonight, wrestling wise. I mean, she's a gorgeous woman. She always looks phenomenal, whatever. But her in-ring ability, like that's what caught me off guard, because I've seen Julia get better. I've seen Julia be able to do this. Like either Julia is gotten to a new level that she's able to carry matches, or this was just a very well done match, and I feel like it was.
And they are like best friends. The kayfabe, non-kayfabe, like best friends, right? And so that does help. It absolutely helps when you're that close to somebody, because you feel more comfortable, and can work itself out ahead of time. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Anna has kind of finally found a rhythm, heel rhythm, right? Is where she's at right now, post Mello, right? The whole Tay J thing, because I feel like she kind of got lost because of that, right? It's even at first a little bit, but then when they were going real deep with them, with both being heels, that's where she's really started to regress, right? And maybe it's relying on Tay. Maybe it's just, I don't know. But this match was great. It had chairs, violence, trash cans. It had good stuff, with it, some good violence in it. But it was done very well. Julia looked fantastic. She sold the living shit out of the whole hip injury thing. And
yeah.
And of course, a submission finisher always gets Jamie. So, and hers is a good one. Hers is a very good. I really like her little like on the ground spider crab thingy. It looks really good.
Yes, it's called Heartless, which is even even better name. No, she's pro Julia Hart for sure. She got the dubs. Very proud of her. But then after that, you had banger. Like it was just. So you had the House of Black going against Mejores Amigos, or Best Friends, and Bandito.
I don't know if I love or hate Bandito just kind of being slopped into the whole Best Friend stable. I think I love it because Bandito deserves the time to shine.
He took over Danhausen because Danhausen's hurt.
Yeah, Rocky Romero in the past, and it's just but I do.
Yeah,
Bandito could go anywhere, but so yes, the House Rules match. First of all, I wasn't expecting the whole like early 80s, like dark crowd lighting, which I loved that.
I did too.
House rules are 20-second countouts, and was
no rope breaks.
No rope breaks, and anything goes outside. Plus, and this wasn't the best explained. It was kind of like the way they dropped, but it wasn't. Basically, plus the opponent gets to choose a stipulation. Right? Is the third part. And of course, the stipulation they came up with, they didn't know about this because the best friends, right? That's their shtick. And so the Chuck E. T's like, that creepy rich lady. I don't want to. No, witches are barred from ringside.
Yeah, no
she
witches.
She just got a match where she suppously hurt her hips, so she wasn't going to be there anyway. But okay, cool, right?
No witches at ringside. Yes, I remember that. It's so good. But this match, whew, the young ones say that this match fucked.
This match did fuck.
That's what kids say these days.
I know what I want. I know I want for Christmas. I want Bandito and Buddy. Well, I want a little bit more too. Ooh, yeah. Everything was nice, but the two of them when they were in the ring together, wow.
Yeah, Brody King is one of the most nimble big men in the business. You have the psychological warfare of Malachi Black, and his striking is second to none. And then you have this freak of nature, Buddy Matthews. He looks like he's super top heavy because he looked like he got stung by 1,000 bees up top because he is swole. He's more like Rainbow in Rainbow 2, not Rainbow 1. He's more straight to Julius Sao, man. But anyway, he's huge, and he's able to do things that his body doesn't look like it should do.
I mean, he's an Australian Pac.
Very well said.
Because that's
even bigger. I think he's bigger.
He's bigger than Pac. He's taller than Pac, but they're built in the same fashion.
Yeah.
Oh.
But damn.
But the best friends are always, solid, right? Bandito's, I can't, I love my flippy spinny shit, so Bandito's amazing. But Bandito's a multi-tool player, though, and match was great. I loved if it wasn't for that main event, this would have by far been my match of the night.
Yeah, I mean, and Brody King hits the Dante Inferno for the dub, which, again, amazing name.
Fantastic. I love how it was Buddy tossing him into Brody, and as he was going for the pin, Malachi jumps onto the turnbuckle, not to do a backflip to somebody outside, but just to stand kind of on the turnbuckle facing away from the ring to stare at the crowd while the pin is happening. That's on brand, young wrestlers. That's how you do shit, okay?
Yes. You are artistic. There you go.
Right,
yeah, so
we danced around it long enough. Let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah, let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the part where Jamie's really right. Steel cage match. Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega. It went on a little bit late and it ran a little long, which I noticed, which I was very excited about. They let it go. Yep. Excellent match. It started off with Kenny Omega coming down and getting jumped by the BCC. Then here come the Young Bucks to make the save. Yada yada yada.
Predictable start, but still fine.
Yeah. So then you now know it's just those two inside the cage. Like this match had everything you'd want. You had blood everywhere.
Shocker for a Jon Moxley match.
Jon Moxley match that had freaking blood. I know, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, what?
Then you had a chair completely wrapped in barbed wire.
Like over wrapped. Like they had too much barbed wire, that fucker.
It looked like a battery pack that's been sitting out in the sun for a little bit too long. You know what I'm talking about? They just go.
Yeah.
So you had that. You had the top turnbuckle just coming completely off.
Did not have that on my bingo card of weapons.
Did not have that. And then you also had a piece of the ring just exploding, and they're able to fall through.
We also had the bag full of glass shards.
Glass shards from their first unsanctioned match, which
I'm a tag guy. Everybody knows this, But I do appreciate the throwback. I remember like, and I mentioned I loved Abyss, and Abyss was big on the tax, right? You know, and one of his phases, you know, when he was like even more ultra violent than he was before, right? It'd be the surprise if there was tax or there was glass, he'd pull from under the ring, but whatever, you know. I didn't love that, but I did like for the story. It was like, okay, cool, I'll take it, right?
Yeah, it was a continuity piece there. So
talk about the ring, because I think the ring opening is where the match kind of, because it was and they didn't really use the cage a lot, right? It was very similar to Britt and Thunder Rosa's cage match, right? They inside of a cage, but the cage wasn't really.
Yeah, they were like locked in. They didn't use it. The most it was used was when Omega tried to go for the springboard and Mox just pushed him into it. I think that was the most the actual cage was used up until the V trigger
until the spot
through that piece.
And I thought for a second there that Omega legit hurt his knee.
Oh yeah, like when he waved over the guy, I'm like, oh no,
because the way he landed not good on the opening of the cage.
Yeah, I was very, very nervous for that moment. But so Moxley somehow gets up and takes over while they're outside.
Mm-hmm.
He throws Omega in, and he happens to grab a Phillips head screwdriver.
It was Phillips head.
Was it a flathead this time?
It was flathead, yes.
It was a flathead this time? Because last time it was Phillips.
This is a big-ass flathead.
Yeah. So grabbed the screwdriver, and he gets in there, and then Don Callis comes up, and he took the screwdriver away from him to allow Kenny to get the upper hand, and Kenny hits the one-winged angel. 1, 2, screwdriver in the face by Don Callis. Don Callis officially turned on him. Jamie is right. Suck it.
There is the Mark Stradamus stamp, everybody. Heather, yes. I can't stamp you in chat, unfortunately, but I'd give you a big old stamp as well. Our good friend Heather, the librarian. The two of you, 100% correct.
I wasn't
not off board with the idea, but I was like, I don't know if that's the direction they'll go with it. Yeah, nailed it. So I like the way it was done too, because it wasn't like, they had Danielson on commentary the whole time, right? But he didn't immediately stand up afterwards and goes, I love it when the plan goes into action or any of that shit, right? You know? Take care, Clint.
Yeah, man.
I like the fact that it wasn't like overtly like, haha, we got you fuckers, right? You know, something like that, you know. But it was very much, he kept smiling. It was this. And Don didn't like take his jacket off and reveal a BCC shirt underneath or any of that shit, right? You know?
Yeah.
He just turned on. It's a straight turn. I'm taking the stamp down now. A straight turn.
Oh, you can leave it up.
No. We got the point across on Omega. So now the second part to that, for those of you who had not been following along with Mark Stradamus' predictions over here, is that he brings Takeshita with him over to the BCC.
Correct. So, with that being said,
I think you got to wear the hat. It's better if you wear the hat, man.
Does everybody want me to wear the hat? I'll wear the hat. Okay.
I mean, it's a hat. You got it to be worn.
All right. So, this is what I say. Mark Stradamus will say this. At Double or Nothing, it will be a 10-man match.
Holy shit, you're going 10. No.
So you have the entire BCC, which is now obviously Wheeler, Claudio, Mox, Daniel Bryan, Takeshita.
Bryan Danielson.
What did I say?
You said the WWE name.
Oh, well, I'm tired. All right, so that 5 versus the Bucks, Omega, Hanger, Ibushi.
Yep.
Yeah. 10.
And that is a
10. Street fight. There. It's a street fight too. Anything goes.
You know what I would love? They're not in the right place. It's not the right time because there's really a pandemic thing. I know. But I would love to see another Stadium Stampede. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I know, whatever, So they got to have Street Fight, I think, is the least they can do. Street Fight Falls Count Anywhere. Okay, I can see that, right? Something of that nature makes sense. I agree with you. I had originally said Blood and Guts. I thought that was a good idea, but especially after having a cage match tonight as part of this, it feels like Blood and Guts is off the table, right?
Yeah, just a big time street fight that just spills out everywhere.
Yeah, they gotta. It's not going to be a straight fight by any stretch of the imagination. So there's got to be some stipulation on it. I'm with you. I don't think they're going to go too crazy. I think in part they're not going to go too crazy because they don't want to pull away from their main event. They are obviously with the time allotted that I complained mildly about. They're booking a lot of into this pillar match, so you don't want to take too much away by having something even bigger. Even though, let's be real, it'd probably be better.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Ibushi's solid, man. I see no fault in that prediction.
Damn right you don't.
I don't know.
Perfect. It's perfect down to the last minor detail.
Because the only other way you'd go about it, if you don't get Ibushi, is that you go 4-on-4. But the thing is, you got Hanger, and I was gonna say you go 4-on-4 with Takeshita on the side, and he turns as well at Double or Nothing per Don Callis to the BCC. But then again, that discounts Hanger from the match entirely. So
yeah, no, I feel like it has to be 10 on 10. If it's not Ibushi, then we could probably talk about who else it could be. I just don't know at this point.
I don't know who else you'd fit in there. I don't think anybody on the roster fits in. Now, I mean, Jay White.
It would have to be somebody outside. It would have to be somebody outside debuting. It'd be a debuting person.
CM Punk would be money.
No, not CM Punk.
Oh, we got a secondary potential here.
If it's not Ibushi, there's another person who just recently finished up with WWE and was one of their top guys. He's Scottish. Drew McIntyre.
Okay. With the Elite?
Yeah, why not? Their faces. He's gonna come in as a face. He
doesn't have any history with them,
You don't need to have that for this moment.
I think for with McIntyre, I don't think he would either. Okay, so if it's not Ibushi, which I agree with you, it's probably gonna be Ibushi. That's the way to do it.
I'm 99.5%. Sure.
I mean, Ibushi's basically said he's going to be at AEW sometime soon, right? Just a matter of when, right? But if it's not Ibushi, McIntyre, I could see. You're right. There's nobody on the roster currently that fits into really either side of this,
Not at all.
I mean, if you put anybody in there, it's a force, and it's whatever. You don't want to do that to them. So we shall see. We're just a couple weeks away here. So is it 2 weeks from Saturday, I believe, is Double or Nothing.
It is. It's Memorial Day weekend.
7th.
28th. 27th, 28th, something like that.
Is that weekend?
28th.
I heard that they're shockingly behind on ticket sales for that.
Really?
Yeah, from last I had read, once again, this is via somebody on.
Danny.
Hey, Danny, is for somebody on Twitter, from Dirt Sheet Writer on Twitter. So the last check, ticket sales were at 70% or 69% capacity of T-Mobile Arena.
Oh,
yeah,
that's not good because. Well, they don't have a big card yet. Like, they have only had one match officially announced. That's the Four Pillars match.
Well, 2 now because they have the tag match.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, up until then, they've only had the Four Pillars match. I think they need to they need to get this match booked ASAP. Next week, they need to have a match. And they can leave it open-ended. Have Takeshita turn next week. You book the match. boom, plus somebody else, and he's revealed at Double or Nothing, right?
I mean,
I don't know. It's just interesting, when you think about it, because they sold over 50,000 tickets. How many of they sold ticket wise for Wembley by now?
Over 50.
It's over
like
50.
60. It was 60, I think.
Was it 60? Yeah. God, they've sold a shitload of tickets over there. But and maybe it's Memorial Day weekend. Maybe it's just who knows. But that's why I last heard that they're a little bit behind on ticket sales. So,
well, I would go. Somebody fly me out there and give me a room to stay in. I'll buy my ticket. I want a free trip. That's all.
Yeah, because that's a flight.
There's
no way I would drive out that far for a
I'm not driving to Vegas. Sorry.
No, fuck that. Right. Well, we will definitely keep an eye on it. Hopefully next week we get some actual more match announcements. I want to see what they're going to do with the women's card. You think Taya Valkyrie's off the table completely? You think that
they better not? She is the one.
Like she has. It feels like they have.
But
excuse me.
They need to have her be the one. And if it's not her, then it's got to be Thunder Rosa. And is that a step back for Thunder Rosa? If they do a brand split, then absolutely not. It makes sense because you elevate that title.
Yeah, I think a lot of the card's going to actually hinge on this whole brand split announcement next week. Is what it feels like.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about this brand split thing next week.
I don't like the idea of a brand split. Not for them.
I didn't at first with SmackDown and Raw back in the day when it was actually good. It's actually not that bad now. But yeah, it took me a minute, but then I really appreciate it because then I did get to see more people.
And WWE, I think they have the capacity to do it, right? They got a little more longevity as well, right?
Yeah.
Plus, they have a better night, right?
I mean, Saturday nights. Well, rumor is SmackDown's gonna be leaving Fox here before too long. And going somewhere else.
Who knows, right?
I forgot who they said they're gonna go to. NBC again. I think it might be Saturday nights.
It'll be back on USA.
Yeah, like a Saturday night main event type thing. Back in the day, the old school Saturday night main events.
That'd be interesting if we had Saturday Night Wars. That'd be very interesting.
It would. It'd be
especially because you have CM Punk, kind of headlining the Saturday Night AEW show.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well,
then eventually we will get Omega Punk.
One day we're going to get that. That may
glorious.
be, who knows when, but we'll get it. Well, next week I think next week we're going to get a lot more kind of determined. Final thoughts on the show. Like I said, I thought it was excellent. Yes, you were right multiple times over. We know this.
Yes, yes. No, it was excellent. They set up a lot of good stuff for Double or Nothing. I really enjoyed the setup there. The matches were excellent. Again, hats off to Julia Hart and Anna Jay for putting on a spectacular match for people you don't usually get to see on Dynamite. I'm ecstatic all the way around for that. But that main event, though, whew.
All in all, like I said, no duds tonight. Promos were good. It didn't feel like filler. Even my little complaint about whatever, nothing really felt like filler. Fantastic show, and they're right now, like I said, about 2 weeks away, a little over 2 weeks away. So they're in build time. So we should be having good Dynamites going up here for the next couple of weeks. And of course, in a couple of weeks, that means that title that's right now hanging over your head over there going to be back on the line. J Money Club is looking to regain what's rightfully theirs, and we're going to win that title back. I just know it.
As much as I love seeing you be a Renta champ, I am legit champ.
Oh, we're gonna see in a couple weeks here. So keep an eye out. We don't know exactly. That's Memorial Day weekend. As I said, Jamie's in full softball mode. So we're gonna try and do post show that night. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do pre and we're gonna try and do a post show after Double or Nothing.
Probably won't be able to do pre, but definitely
pre might not happen. I might do pre with a friend. We might not do pre. I don't know. We don't know yet. It's still a couple weeks out, and it is a holiday weekend, so we know stuff's going on. We're gonna try our best to do a post show, as soon as we can after Double or Nothing. But once again, I understand there's a lot of stuff going on. Jamie's got a lot of commitments this time of year because, that's when you have kids. That's what happens, right? And
Yeah.
we will have a post show at some point in time, but just be on the lookout. Keep an eye on our Twitter is the best place to have that announcement. Or if you want to see other content that may or may not be coming out, big ass wink. Follow us on Twitter. We will let you know. We got some other stuff in the works here. We do appreciate you guys joining us in tonight. Thanks for everybody who hopped in the chat and joined us in there. And as always, tell your friends, like, subscribe, share. It does help us out quite a bit. We'll be back same time, same channel next week, approximately 9:30 Central after Dynamite. And have a great week. We'll see you guys then. Jamie, take us home, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down till Spotfest, I have 4 words for you.
I nailed it. Look at this.
Jamie is always right.
Always though.
Always.
Okay. Well, on that note, guys, let's lift our feet up and we will see you next week.
Peace.